Welcome to the Awesome. I'm Big Roy and this is Marvel Strike Force. So in this series of videos I'm going to show how I run the Thor lane in the Ultimus 65 raid with my Hero Brawlers and tech variants. Now you can get through these nodes with much lower powered versions of these teams. I'm going to be steamrolling through much of this. The point is that you can use many different characters other than a full Defenders team or Fury with shield and still do very well in the raid. I used to use my OG raid team, which is Captain America, Black Widow, Yondu, Quake, and Night Nurse on many of these nodes, but once I tried out Hero Brawlers and saw how much easier and quicker it went, I've stuck with them and never looked back. I don't even use the OG raid team anymore. Now the reason I use this setup of Hero Brawlers is because they're all city and get healed by Iron Fist except for Deadpool, who still can get healed if he has debuffs on him, or if he uses his special and kills someone and can get regeneration. The best choice probably would be Spider-Man Miles Morales because he's also city. I'm going to try to bring him up whenever I can. I did get that 7 red star Fury, so now I have to go all in on Kree and shield so I can get those ready to go for Alliance Wars to help out my alliance. So if you're still bringing your team up, he would be a better choice than Deadpool. As it is, he still survives a lot of the time, and you can always sub in another one like Gamora or Black Panther in that slot also. But there's pretty much no danger of dying for that core 4 in that one, so we're going to go ahead and use the same team on the second node. The two biggest keys to the Hero Brawler team is of course going to be Iron Fist and his heals, so you want to get him up there. If you have more red stars on him, you won't need to put as much into him. I was lucky and got 4 red stars on him, so I think I only have him around tier 10, and he can still heal for a lot. And then also Miss Marvel's passive. If you have the orange mats to get that to 100%, it can help a lot. She'll still do pretty well with 80% on that. It'll just go a little slower, but still, as long as your Iron Fist is high enough, the survivability will still be there. Now, if you're still lower, it'll be a better kill order to take out Hulk second after Iron Man, because his ultimate can still hurt quite a bit if you're lower. And this one, I just go straight from Iron Man, Assault, and Hulk, because the DPS is there. If you don't have that, then yeah, you definitely want to take out Hulk second. And then you can, of course, always leave Ronan for last. Now, that might change once they buff him eventually. When he has his day, we'll still have to see how good he's going to be. But yeah, this is pretty much a steamroll. No danger of dying. And Deadpool's still in good shape. And the best part is, mostly you can do your basics, so you can save your ultimates and specials for the harder challenges that you're going to face later on. In the other nodes, you don't have to use them early, whereas in the OG team, a lot of times I have to use specials or ultimates just to get it down fast enough and to not take too much damage, so I could come out with full health. You don't have that problem with the Hero Brawler team. One of the many reasons it's much better than the OG raid team now. Now, we're going to a tech variant on this one. The main goal is to charge up the ultimates of Rocket Raccoon and Vision. We want to ability block the assault there. Now, the best case, you want to ability block both of those assaults so you don't take as much on the AoE and the dispelling of the buffs. Now, if it still hits Iron Man, you're still going to be okay. You'll just take a little more damage. You will lose the Hand Sentry here, but it's okay because we don't need him for any other nodes. It's basically he's keeping the rest of these guys safe and at as full health as possible for the Thor boss node for Rocket Raccoon and Vision. We're going to go in with them charged up and close to full health. So you only want to use basics for Rocket and just the ability block for Vision at the beginning, then you just use his basics later on. Kingpin, you want to summon his guys there just to eat the damage so no one else takes it, so that you'll come out of this node ready for the Thor boss node. Now, next up is the Thor boss node, the brick wall for many people, especially if they're newer and still trying to build up their roster. I do have an older video of the same team I'm going to use here that is much lower that still gets it done with a one-shot, or I have an even older video where you do it with 2 teams So the node can be done. I'm going to make it look very easy. It is not this easy. But you can see in my older videos about it how it can be done with a much lower team. But we're going to start off getting the offense up on Black Panther. And actually my Rocket Raccoon is so strong now that he can almost wipe out everything. I almost don't even need Black Panther on this team anymore, because as you'll especially see in the older video, that what usually happens is he gets down under 50% and then he'll have offense up. So he does his ult and takes out like 3, 4, 5 guys, and then he can rattle off the 3, 4, 5 extra turns and clean it up. Whereas now, everything's already dead before it's even his second turn, so it's much easier. And then we want to always blind. Usually there's those two left, and you blind them. And then Rocket Raccoon will be ready for the next node you use him in with his ult. And then everyone's going to be at really good health. Usually you will lose Groot and maybe Vision if your team is much lower. This one, that's probably one of the best runs right there you could have. Everyone's pretty much at full health. Alright, back to the Hero Brawler team for the 5th one here. Also, one of the nodes I used to use OG Raid Team on. It was pretty easy, but it would take long, and I wouldn't always come out with full health. Whereas with the Hero Brawler team, everyone's going to come out in really good shape and still have all their abilities pretty much charged up. I was saving Daredevil's ultimate to usually use it after the defense down from Spider-Man, but with how powerful this team is, everything is going to be dead before I even get back to Daredevil, so I didn't even need to save it. But that's okay. If you're a lower team, then that's usually what you want to do. You want to do the chains after you do the defense down, and you'll tear through everything. Which is what I like about the Hero Brawler team so much, is you tear through everything so fast that's why I like it a lot better than the Defenders team, because yeah, with Luke Cage you might have a little more survivability, but it's going to take you a lot longer to kill the stuff. So in many cases you're going to end up taking less damage than you will with Luke Cage given his defense up and taunting, just because everything's going to drop so much faster. Speaking of dropping, there's Deadpool with the res, and again a lot of reses this run. But yeah, that's actually right there. Actually, that's bad positioning to have Deadpool there because the chains will hit, so I should really have Iron Fist there instead because he can tank it much better, and then his heals are going to bring him right back up. So in future runs, I'm going to switch the positioning of those. I was just throwing these guys in here because it's pretty much a cakewalk, these first six or 7 nodes or so. So Deadpool's going to come out in pretty bad shape. So if I had the better position, it wouldn't be as bad. Also, that's why Miles is going to be the better choice if you're still bringing your team up, because he's City, he'll get the heals, plus he'll be in stealth a lot of the time, and he gets that very nice 50% dodge when he's in stealth. So he's going to, plus he brings like other utility, which is what Hero Brawlers lack a lot. Iron Fist is the only dispel with his ultimate. So I think Miles would be a very key player if your team is lower. Now I'm not going to spend the health pack on Deadpool because it's not worth it. Especially with this Gamma Raid going on. I need the packs for that. So we're going to sub in another Hero Brawler. We're going to bring in Black Panther. Let's fix this positioning here. We're going to put Iron Fist behind her, and then we can put Black Panther where Iron Fist is. That'll be much better. But yeah, if we had Miles, we would put him behind her so he can be in stealth, and the chains will stop with just her. Now, Black Panther and Miss Marvel is my favorite combination. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the heals from Iron Fist, otherwise I would just use him all the time. I love getting the whole speed bar on kill that he gets. Hopefully they bring out other Wakandans at some point. Okoye we've been waiting for forever. Still haven't brought her out. I mean, they can still do Shuri, make her a healer. That would be awesome. I would run a Wakandans plus Miss Marvel team, definitely. So we'll have to see how that goes. There's rumors Killmonger might come out. I believe there's his assets somewhere in the data files. So I guess he would be Wakandan maybe. So maybe he'd go on the team. We'll have to see how that plays out. Anyways, we want to take out Hawkeye here. We don't want that blind. It's pretty bad, except, of course, against Daredevil, he's fine. But we don't want the blinds. That will make us miss, especially Miss Marvel. She's blinded. She loses a lot of her value because she's not hitting on all those assists. So once again, we're going to steamroll this one. Everyone's going to be in good shape. We don't really need Black Panther for any future nodes in this run, so it's okay that he's low. We don't need to spend the health pack on him, but we always do have the option in case we do need him. If we get some bad RNG and everything goes wrong, we still have him that we can use. But yeah, I can't recommend Hero Brawlers enough. They're the most fun team to me, and they do very well. They do have the weaknesses, very little dispel. But there's a lot of potential for any future Hero Brawlers that come out. They might be, especially like Miles. He's a great addition to the team. I cannot wait to get him up. Maybe I'll get lucky on gold orbs again, and I'll have the gold to actually bring him up. I can try him out. And then all other future Hero Brawlers just increase the potential for the team in other ways. Alright, that is going to do it for part 1. Part 2 will have the rest of the nodes up to the Star-Lord boss node. You'll get to see the Hero Brawlers one shot of the tag node. So until next time, stay tuned and stay awesome.